Man, I didn't even know there was a leak. Well, guess we need to find out all about it, what the details are, and what it means. Get over to Cosmic Wonder and subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. Let's get this.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have a lot to talk about today in regards to Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'm going to answer a question that a lot of you have been asking recently, and I myself have actually been asking this question as well. It's a good question, and it could seem like a plot hole for Deadpool and Wolverine, but I talked to somebody who saw the first 35 minutes of the film, and I specifically asked them about this question. And the premise of it is the X-Men that we've seen all throughout the Fox franchise, from the very first X-Men to Logan, all of that exists in the same universe as Deadpool. But a big question that I've been getting asked a lot in my videos and online is, well, Wolverine, Logan, he died in 2029. And of course, Deadpool and Wolverine takes place before that. About 2024. Sean Levy said that the movie takes...
I was thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute, though. Didn't that Logan die in the future? And isn't that future past where they are? Future past. Where they are in this movie? I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't sound right.
Takes place 6 years after Deadpool 2. And so what we have learned is that Logan was an anchor to Deadpool's universe, and when he died, the universe began to essentially start dying itself. But that has not happened yet in Deadpool's timeline. So people are a little confused about that. If it hasn't happened yet for Deadpool, then how is the universe actually being destroyed? Well, like I said, I talked to somebody who saw the first 35 minutes of the film, and it's pretty much just very heavily implied that since time works differently in the TVA, and the timeline that they're on could have branched timelines, basically the universe started to decay the first time that Logan died. And remember, the TVA can travel to any point in time on a timeline. And what happens is Deadpool does actually go back to where Logan dies. According to my friend and the people who have seen the first...
Go back to, you mean go forward to, right? Since it's the future of his timeline, correct?
5 minutes of the film, they say that when Agent Paradox tells Deadpool that Wolverine actually died, he doesn't believe him. Because just like himself, just like Deadpool, Wolverine has healing factors, so he shouldn't be able to die. So Deadpool doesn't believe him, but he goes back to the exact spot where Logan dies, just so he can believe it himself. So it's all on the same timeline, it just hasn't happened yet for Deadpool. But of course, the events would ultimately go on to be the exact same as they were in Logan. He'll die in 2099. And even though Deadpool hasn't gotten to that point yet, the timeline itself has, and that's when it began to start dying. And yes, the movie is going to talk about universes and timelines, and hopefully we get a better explanation.
Hate that shot.
How the MCU works with the multiverse, with universes compared to timelines and branch timelines, etc. Hopefully they make it pretty clear for us. Also, my friend did give me some clarification about another scene. Deadpool going back in time to visit the Avengers in 2018. Originally, the report came from IGN, who saw the first 35 minutes as well, who posted a detailed spoiler description of everything they posted, but then had to remove it. I was wondering how such a big outlet like IGN was able to post all of that, but it makes sense now. But originally, they just said that Deadpool actually uses Cable's time travel device to go back in time and visit the Avengers and try to join the team so he could impress Vanessa. And they made it sound like he went back in his own timeline, in his own universe, to visit the Avengers there, implying that the Avengers existed in the same universe as Deadpool and all of the Fox X-Men. Well, that is not the case. I'm actually kind of glad that it's not the case. But according to my source, Deadpool actually visits 616. He visits our main universe, and then he goes to the Avengers. He has to join, and they say...
No.
So the Avengers don't seemingly appear to exist in the Fox universe, which includes the X-Men, Deadpool, and of course the events of Logan. And I'm actually quite happy about that, because besides Deadpool, who of course can break the fourth wall and via that ability knows about the Avengers, the MCU, etc. Besides Deadpool, nobody else knows about the Avengers. At least they shouldn't. And the Avengers and the people in our universe shouldn't know about the X-Men, unless Marvel has been keeping a very big secret for us. But this this all sets it up for there to be a pretty good story in the MCU when the X-Men and the Avengers first meet each other from different universes. And everybody, including myself, has been talking about this lately, but it could also lead to an Avengers vs. X-Men film, which could be Avengers 5. Hopefully we get an announcement on what Avengers 5 is really going to be in just a few days now, less than a week at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, I do want to circle back to Deadpool visiting Logan.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Wesley as Black Panther, because he was originally supposed to at one time, right? Play him. Last time I saw him, though, he looked sickly thin. So I hope he's okay. But that'd be interesting to see him as Black Panther.
And other universes in just a bit, but first, there has been a new clip released a couple of days ago, actually, that I found a lot of people haven't seen yet, but it's a really cool scene.
Someone sent this to me, but I didn't watch it.
I don't think it came out anywhere in America. I think this just came out on a Spanish broadcast channel. I believe the name of it is listed here, En Casa con Telemundo. The clip has no sound. It's just them asking Emma Corrin, who plays Cassandra Nova, about working with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. That's what it states there. El trabajo.
That chick is too powerful.
Con Ryan Reynolds y Hugh Jackman. So there's no...
But that's like Professor X. Like he, you know, so many. Have you noticed that? Just so many good guys, they hold back their power so much. It's so ridiculous. Like, let me tell you something. If I was a superhero and there were super villains on this planet and I was a superhero, I would never hold back. I would never hold back. You know, and whenever, what you'll notice is that when a good guy's a good guy, he's always holding back. And whenever they turn bad, no matter what it is, what you're watching, whatever superhero show or movie or anything related, even in anime, it's like that. When they turn bad, they are massively more powerful than when they're a good guy. Because they never want to truly hurt you or kill you. They just want you to stop being bad, right?
Sound to it, but the scene is really cool, as you can see here.
Esta película yo debo decir que ellos son buenos amigos, es algo muy bello de presenciar y sí, y realmente tuve que tocarme porque es increíble. Ellos han escenas con esos artistas de ese nivel, es increíble.
Estoy segura de que es increíble y también queremos que nos platiques un poquito de tu personaje, Cassandra Nova, la malvada hermana.
They're speaking Spanish. I gotta get Scarlo in here to translate what they're saying.
Entonces quiero que nos platiques un poquito de tu personaje. Tell us a little bit about your character, Cassandra Nova.
We have an epic scene of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine trying to attack Cassandra Nova, in which she very easily stops him and kind of laughs at him because she knows that he is just not nearly strong enough to take her on with her psychic abilities. She throws him underground, then literally moves him underground. You know that has to hurt. He can heal, but remember, Wolverine still feels everything. But this is a great clip because it shows us just how strong.
Doing something like that to somebody, that type of frick, they'd like crush him or like, well, he's got adamantium, so maybe it wouldn't crush him, but it would skin him or something. You know what I mean? It would tear his muscles, like under the ground. It's not a tunnel. He'd be displacing soil as he's moving. That's friction. Ugh.
Cassandra Nova is. Then she looks at Deadpool, and Deadpool's like, whoa,
I don't want none.
Whoa. I don't want any of the smoke. I can tell how powerful you are. Look, I'm just trying to betray the TVA, trying to go out on my own. In fact, it does seem like they are in the so-called trash lands, which is what we're told the TVA calls this place. We do believe that it is the Void. The TVA simply calls it the trash land because, remember, they don't exactly know what the Void is. The TVA didn't know before that when they prune people, that's where it goes. As far as we're concerned, he who remains is the one who named it the Void, and the TVA might not have ever heard that before. So we believe it's the same place because Eliath is there, and we know that Agent Paradox sends Deadpool and Wolverine to the Void because he fears that they are actually going to be a problem for him and not actually help them solve anything that he was trying to get solved by bringing Deadpool into the equation. So they end up in the Void. Then, of course, we know that Cassandra Nova's people capture them, they bring them back to the base here, and it looks like they capture a TVA agent as well. When Cassandra Nova throws Wolverine underground and moves him underground, we can see a handcuffed TVA agent in the back on his knees. And I believe, based off of other trailers that we've seen, Alioth shows up and basically starts to mess everything up, which makes us think that perhaps Cassandra Nova isn't controlling Alioth, or maybe she is. And a lot of people actually think that this is Rob McElhenney, one of Ryan Reynolds' best friends and co-owner of their Wrexham team. A lot of people think that he's going to be in this movie just to be used as a funny moment and probably get killed off as a TVA agent. And a lot of people actually think that
is Brad Pitt going to be in it again?
the picture that was released of Deadpool taking a selfie with a dead TVA agent is actually him taking a picture with Rob. We posted that pic to our Instagram a while ago. If you're not following us, you should be. So this very well could be Rob. But like I mentioned, I want to go back to Deadpool time traveling because Ryan Reynolds recently released 2 pictures on his Instagram story, both of a sling ring. And the sling ring seems to be infused with the time stone and the reality stone. And I think this might be how Deadpool and Wolverine are actually able to travel across the entire multiverse, not just time itself, but throughout the multiverse and time. Because remember, and this is the really cool part, in the trailers they have really only showed us the very beginning of the movie, about the first quarter of the movie, and they've only shown the first 35 minutes to the press so far. So we know that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to go to other universes, and we know that the TVA is no longer going to be working with them, but in fact are probably going to be the enemies of them. So a lot of people were thinking that, oh, they probably just stole TVA technology, which I'm sure happens in some sense, but it looks like
But the
this
portal they're
device
going
could
through
actually
is
be
a
used to
Doctor
get Deadpool
Strange
and
portal,
Wolverine
though.
essentially wherever they want to go, because there could be some limitations to the TVA's device. Now what's interesting is all the way back in Doctor Strange, Mordo revealed that a sling ring could help somebody travel the multiverse. Now it seems like they have since abandoned that because Doctor Strange couldn't just use a sling ring to travel the multiverse in Multiverse of Madness.
But a modified sling ring can.
But perhaps with a time stone and a reality stone attached, maybe it can. Ryan Reynolds could be trolling, but I don't think so in this case because we do have that scene in the trailers where Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool are jumping through the portal. And I think they're using this exact sling ring to do so because that actually takes them back to Deadpool's universe. And they're going to have to get out of it at some point in time. They'll probably use this sling ring to do so, and who knows what shenanigans they're going to get up to once they leave, where they go, who knows, but hey, less than a week now until we find out ourselves. So, as always, let me know how pumped you are and let me know your thoughts.
I am very pumped. Very pumped, woof woof. Woo! Interesting. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought if you enjoyed my reaction. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!